love me, yeah, they love me. First love yourself. For that, and God we trust me. I don't trust myself. Your jewelry, I get it took. No show.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Florida, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. They will also match your first deposit up to $100, and you get a special pick when you sign up. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam, and we are joined with our analyst Maurice Clarett.
Hello, what's good?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing?
Great, baby.
Lady and gentlemen, there's only one lady in here, Killer.
You don't know how many ladies watching us every morning, Murder. I know what I'm talking about, man. I know exactly what I'm talking about, man.
Okay.
I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking to y'all, I'm talking to everybody.
Speak for yourself. I'm with that. Yeah.
Breakfast of champions right here, man.
Champagne with Rice Krispies.
Yeah, man. That's what I do on my off time when I work from home in the morning, man.
The greatest show on earth, baby.
Yeah.
Breakfast of champions right here. In case y'all ever witnessed that.
Champagne.
Yeah, man. That's the real breakfast of champions, man. What's good? Y'all good? How was your week, man? Well, Mo, how was your week, rather, I should say?
Man, all is well. Man, came back from Vegas. I told you, everybody my friend now. Yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Yeah, man. It was
direct messages, emails, but thank y'all again. And I enjoyed my time out west. My daughter was with me. Everything was all good.
Yeah, man. It was great having you in the studio with us, man. You know, we've been doing this for months now, and for you to be there in person, we just don't want to ever feel like we don't appreciate your contribution to the show. You bring a lot to the table, and it's just been a pleasure having you on the show with us, man.
Likewise, appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah, agreed. It was definitely a pleasure. And then obviously this weekend, there's a lot of stuff going on for Indiana All-Star Weekend. How are you guys feeling about that before we even get into the questions?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, it's great. I can't wait. This is going to be our first live show this Saturday. I'm excited. It's still me and Murder still. And, of course, everybody that contributes, Stat, OJ, Maurice, Mark Jackson, big contributes to the show. It's dope because we still selling shit out. We sold out in 8 minutes. The venue sold out in 8 minutes. So it's like, I know it's you never want to take this for granted and never want to, you know, act like you're not appreciative, and shout out to all the fans and everybody who support. But me and Murder been selling out for 25 years. No disrespect to nobody. It's kind of what's supposed to happen.
Or somebody dropped the ball. Pause. Or somebody dropped the ball.
Yeah, man.
With the winner.
Yeah, man. So, but thank you to all the fans that support, and everybody who went online and got tickets. I kept an extra 15 tickets. I'm gonna throw them in the air like we at the strip club before I walk in. If anybody outside want to grab them joints, you're more than welcome. Y'all can fight over them. But realistically, and all jokes aside, we want to thank you guys, because without you guys' support every day, we wouldn't be able to do shit like this. So we're gonna be looking forward to going on tour in the near future. But for us to have our first event at All-Star Weekend and it's sold out in less than 10 minutes is very exciting. And, you know, speaking for myself, I'm never unappreciative of fan support.
Yeah, I'm appreciative too. And another thing is it's always great when you win with your day one niggas, man. It's
man. That's
feeling.
Yeah,
you didn't have to do nothing fake to do this, you know?
Yeah, it's all organic.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta be nobody that we don't want to be. And you know, we caught a little bit of it at the beginning of Mace's career, my career, but I think it was shorter than what we've been working already now. You know what I'm saying? I think we had like a 4 or 5 month run until shit went sideways, and now
Yeah.
we've been doing this. Next month will be a year. Next month sometime will be a full year we've been working together, and like Mase said, you can't take this shit for granted. And thank God that we got to do this before our time is up in the entertainment business. But
Yeah.
to be doing this with Mase, and no disrespect to everybody else, this is really a nigga I knew since I was 9 years old. So to really be doing this at this level and however many years later, you can't take this shit for granted. So thank you, Mason, for being here and having fun. And like I said, look, even in music, you don't see your man 5 days a week. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So this is fucking dope, man. It's real. I really just trying to figure out the words to say, but I don't really have them. But thank you, and just being appreciative to do it.
Yeah, thank you
go.
too, man. Let's go, Stat, baby.
No, that was super dope though. Okay, so we have a pretty interesting topic that we're starting with. So Pistons Isaiah Stewart was arrested for assaulting Suns center Drew Eubanks after the two got in an argument. So the question is, do you think him being arrested was too much, or do you think it was supposed to happen as a result of repeated behavior? What do you guys think about the situation at hand? And then do you think being arrested was just a lot?
That's really
Let
good.
me ask everybody a question. I don't want to go first. I just want to ask a question real quick. Is this the dude who like tried to get a LeBron one time?
Yeah.
And was wilding?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure we was talking about the same person. You could go first, Mo.
Yeah, I thought two things about it. The first thing I thought about it was that, you know, when you label or you have the tag as like being like the tough guy or the real nigga or known as like the league bully, like he's like the second coming of Draymond, right? That's like a liability, you know. And I thought like him being 22, like, so if y'all don't know the story, he was coming to the game, his ankle was hurt, he wasn't supposed to play the game, and I guess he ran into the dude in the tunnel, and they got into an argument or whatever. And when they got into the argument, I guess he took off on dude. And I just thought to myself, like, when you that young, or you know, you really don't know how to control your emotions, and somebody provoke you, and you known for like handling business, being tough, like that becomes a liability on some level. You know what I'm saying? And also, you know, people don't realize this, man. They call it the prefrontal cortex lobe, and it's the area in your brain where you get developed in. It's your reasoning, your judgment, your like learning how to basically what do they call it? Learn how to judge like consequence, right?
Hold on, Mo. What's the name of that part of the brain? Say that again?
It's called the prefrontal cortex lobe.
Wow. Oh no, because just to know that off the top of your brain is crazy. I only know about the medulla, cerebrum, and cerebellum. I didn't know that.
You got that from Keith Murray, nigga. Yeah, he got his brain
you might be right.
knowledge from Paul's from Keith Murray.
You might be right, man. But for Mo to know that off the top of his brain, this is the shit I'm talking about. That's why I didn't want to cut you off, but I'm like, hold the fuck on. It's another part. Let me get that down. Let me write that down.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Mo. I'm sorry.
No, so it's your prefrontal cortex lobe. It's your reasoning, your judgment, you gauging consequence. And they say you don't develop it until you're 25, right? And so, like him being 22, him having a reputation of being a tough guy, and him carrying that persona around, you know, when you're younger, like you think being real amongst your peers is everything, but he's not really processing that he's a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? So if something happens, you just can't pop off on nobody just because you feel like it. I was saying that's one part. And then the second part, he was in Phoenix. And for the team, for the Phoenix Suns and the Detroit Pistons to allow him to get arrested lets you know kind of what the league is on. Like, in all this tough guy stuff between professional sports, man, all that stuff is fading away. Like, Draymond Green is the last of a dying breed. This dude gonna be the last of a dying breed. And I just seen over the last 10 years at least, that the tough guy persona, man, that thing would no longer exist. It's really like a teachable moment for young people, I think.
Yo, why don't they put all this energy into working on their game? If you feel that bad about the game, why not put in more hours, defensive sliding or running suicide
He
or
might.
sprinting or working out or, getting rebounds or working on your shot or your turnaround or three-pointers? Why fight? Why is that the first thing you can do if you're an athlete? You should actually be into boxing if the first thing you want to do is fight. And another thing I wanted to say is this is serious because this is Monte Williams. That means some things were said in the allegedly probably in the locker room. I'm over here. These niggas let us go. They probably tried to get a best effort to win against the Suns for Monte Williams. Lost. Emotions took over. But I can say I'm not in agreement of the fighting, but I appreciate a nigga swinging than wolfing. I can say that. He let Draymond know, like Mikey Williams let Ja Morant know. I'll take it a step further.
I don't think he getting no pussy. He too angry. That nigga can't be getting no pussy, man. He too mad all the time, man. This nigga's always mad, bro. Like, that's why I asked if this is him. The reason why, to me, this isn't brought to more light is that the Pistons aren't winning. Everything is under a magnifying glass when it comes to Draymond because he's part of a dynasty, or
Yeah.
which was once a dynasty. I'm not going to say they can't win again, but he's part of something that happened special, and he was the whatever they call in hockey, because in hockey they got a person that doesn't even know how to play. They got a nigga that's just there to fight.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna say that's Drake.
Grab your jerseys.
Yeah. No, every team not like everybody in hockey fights, but deadass. I just learned this probably like 2 years ago. Every team in hockey got a nigga who's not good to go fuck niggas up. And I'm like, oh, so they just need a nigga who really know how to ice skate and fight on skates. That's what it's about. And I'm not gonna play Draymond as that because Draymond is skilled. I'm not gonna say that about Draymond. But this dude right here, this is when I seen him go after LeBron maybe 2 years ago, 2.5, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was, I was like, bro, do you know who you fucking with? It's one thing snuffing homeboy in the locker room in Phoenix, and another thing going after the face of the NBA at the time anyway. And that just goes to show you're not thinking, that you're just violent. And I think the reason that he went to jail this particular time is because they're saying he needs to learn. Will he learn? I don't know if he's going to learn or not. But at the end of the day, this is one of them joints where we can't keep letting this go on. Now we have to arrest him. The next thing is, if they go through with it, now the nigga from Phoenix niggas gonna say he a sucker. Oh, he pressed charges. He going to court. So now this is what niggas is doing. What do y'all want? Y'all want a nigga? You want the league to be rough? And then when it get rough, niggas is like, nah, this is wild. Or then when you go to court, it's too soft. Pause.
Yeah.
Which it's a catch-22 because I think if this was an isolated incident, all right, cool. But at the same time, this is repeated behavior. And it wasn't just LeBron. It wasn't just nigga in Phoenix yesterday. After you told me who it was, it's about 3 or 4 more incidents that he got too, where he's wilding out on niggas. And I'm not saying LeBron don't want to fight or nothing like this. But when I remember that incident with him and LeBron, bro was like, hold that nigga. Because that's a big nigga. Pause. That nigga is a big nigga. This ain't Devin Booker. This is a big 6'10" greasy, pause, that scary nigga.
Yo, you know what's crazy is like whatever that name is for hockey, That might be what he is for Detroit. He only has 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. So
No,
he
that's why I
got a
brought it
single
up.
double. I mean, he
Yeah,
got a triple single.
and that's why I brought it up because I'm like, look, the NBA don't have. Damn, I'm so mad I can't think of the fucking name. This is pissing me off. NBA don't hire people to go fight people. This is not Anthony Mason, Charles Oakley, Rick Mahorn, Bill Lambert era, and that's another thing. Like when we played basketball, it was almost like you had to know how to fight and play basketball. This isn't that. This
Yeah.
is like, yo, this nigga's wilding, bro.
Oh, they call him the enforcer.
There you go, the enforcer. Yeah.
Enforcer.
The enforcer. Yeah. The enforcer. The enforcer. Thank you, Mo. I appreciate that. Yeah. Every hockey team got an enforcer. The Detroit Pistons is already crazy out there. I don't think they need enforcers.
Yeah.
You trying to carry on the legacy. The bad boys is not there no more, my nigga. And Mace made a great point. I'm not sitting there saying you don't practice, you're not putting effort in. I have no idea, but it's not translating in your game. We're talking about you more for fighting than for basketball. That's just my take on it.
All good points, all good takes. Because even if you type in like NBA fights compilation, his clip is always there with him coming and lunging at LeBron. He is my birthday twin, but we clearly don't have things in common. Lunging at somebody. So usually I'm like, all right, cool. But like I gotta say, he be wildin'. He was issued a citation and was released. He just gotta calm down, like y'all said. You really do. Okay.
Yeah, wow.
So after losing in the Super Bowl, the 49ers fired their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilks, after 1 season. Do you guys think they made the right choice in firing him? Maurice?
No, I don't. When I read Kyle Shanahan's remarks, he said something to the effect that, we basically got it wrong or we had it wrong, or that this guy wasn't the guy for our defense. And it's hard for me to believe that, when you've made it to the Super Bowl. Most people who make it to the Super Bowl, be it an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, or if you were at the team in any capacity, it would mean that you've done enough to get you to the most premier game of the season. So I didn't agree with that. But then another thing, when I was researching it, this thing has more to do with me with Kyle Shanahan than anybody.
Yeah.
And they've had 4 defensive coordinators or 3 defensive coordinators within the last 4 years. And I don't know who you are. I don't care if it's basketball, football, hockey, or anything. I don't know how you get in any continuity from your defense with like 4 or 3 leaders in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? When you have the talent that you have and you just have all type of different leadership sets and skills, you never really get the defense a chance to kind of settle in and grow with somebody. And so it can be a combination of those things, but in all cases, somebody has to get blamed when you lose, and it has to be somebody's fault. And Kyle Shanahan chose to take it out on the guy that he just brought in, but I don't know what that does for your defenders, guys in the middle of their career, guys who are looking for some level of guidance over there.
Hey, actually, I would say that was the wrong move. I mean, just thinking of it, looking at that game, I think they did a superb job, pause on Mahomes, keeping him in the center of the field, making it where he could only run backwards most of the game. I mean, for at least 3 quarters, they kept him right in the center. And I don't know all the football terms, but Mo, you could tell me if that's good defense. They made it where he couldn't run forward, and every time he ran, it was side to side or even backwards. And that was good. That was great defense. And the defense coordinator came up with that. Even when they got the steal, all those things point towards the defense. Everything that they were doing in that Super Bowl that was good was primarily defense. Remember, in the first half or so, Kansas City didn't even score pretty much, right? Is that correct? Yeah,
Well,
so that's all accredited to the defense. There's no way he's the one that get fired. in this situation, because if he got you there on 1 year, it's definitely not his fault because you wasn't there last year. So there's no way he should be the guy that has to go. I would have definitely said the offense coordinator before I would have said that. There's no way you lose with that kind of talent. You got at least probably like 9 Pro Bowlers or something like that. It's something crazy. There's so many people on that team that was loaded with talent. If it was anything, it wasn't the defense. It was not the defense.
But the obvious thing that you're talking about is you're playing Patrick Mahomes. At some point when you're playing somebody who's extremely great, if you don't beat them by so many points early on, or you make the game like a decisive victory, that person is going to find the I don't want to say find a groove, but they're going to find a lane within that game and be who they are. He's great for a reason. He has 3 or 4 Super Bowls or whatever he has now at 28. He's already a phenomenal player. So to blame him as if like you didn't do enough offensively or with the whole team, and as if he's the issue, is the issue with me. I let Cam go.
Yeah, they even got a fumble at the within the 5-yard line. Like, so there's no way it was the defense. It was not the defense.
Niggas always need a scapegoat, bro. This is where it is. Somebody has to take the blame. And I'm totally in agreement with both of y'all. Absolutely, 100%. It was not his fault.
Yeah.
But niggas want to fumble the ball. Niggas say, whose fault was this? When you're in the room, you have to sit there and say, this was somebody's fault. Whose fault was this? Let's go with the defensive coordinator. Fuck it.
Yeah, them niggas fumbled on offense.
Because you got to realize, exactly, you got to realize Kyle Shanahan is an offensive mind. So he's not going to take any blame for anything offensively. He comes from being an offensive coordinator before he was a head coach. So anything offensively, he's not taking no blame for because he's part of the offense. I'm not blaming the offense. It had to be the defense. And then you got to realize, you know what I'm saying? And then you got to realize he probably has PTSD from when the Patriots came back on the Atlanta Falcons and won the Super Bowl that year. Because he was the offensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons that year. So now he's thinking again, defense. Nah, nigga. Mo made a great point when this segment started off. You have to build continuity. This was his first year there. Give this man a chance to show who he is. You made it to the Super Bowl. You lost to the greatest player in the era right now. It isn't like you lost to a bum-ass nigga. You lost to that nigga. And not only that, Mase made another great point. Y'all, they basically almost shut them down in the first half. I don't remember, was it 10-3?
Yeah,
in the first half?
So. Yeah.
They didn't score a touchdown in the first half. If you're such a great offensive mind and this offensive genius, Kyle Shanahan, that is, I'm referring to, then score more points. And I'm not saying that you're supposed to stop him, but look, I think it was a sensational job he did on offense. What you got to realize is this, on defense, pardon me. What you got to realize is this. If you hold the Kansas City Chiefs, this team with Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid to 3 points, you have to know at halftime they coming. They coming. I remember Mase, and we talked about this on the show before, and I'm not going to get into a long speech about it because we go on for days. We was playing Lincoln High School to go to the championship, Madison Square Garden. And this is the team that our coach kept telling us about that we can't beat. And I remember me personally, we was up at halftime. This is Steph Marbury, and I can't remember the rest of the all-city, all-Americans that was on this team. And we was up at halftime, and I remember to myself saying, damn, I wish the game was only one half. Because we was up. I'm like, damn, if this was one half, we killing these niggas. But you got to keep in your brain, these is all-Americans we playing, so they coming. It's up to us to raise our level of play. to stand our ground and make adjustments, because I know they going in that locker room and they don't like what's going on in the first half. And that's the attitude that not just on offense, but on defense that the whole 49er team should have had. You know we're not holding on the three again in the second half. You know that, right? We know that. So we can't let our foot off the gas on offense either. You know they coming, pause. We cannot sit here and be laxed on offense. And that's why I said it was such a great game, because people want to see a lot of points scored, but I give to me, I love watching defensive games as well, because it goes credit to the defensive line, the quarterbacks, the safeties, people playing in the secondary. They got a job to do also, and they did their job. Last thing I'll say is this. You're mad at or fire the 49ers defensive coordinator when you got 4 Pro Bowls players from the 49ers in the Pro Bowl selection. So you got 4 niggas that made the Pro Bowl for the 49ers on defense, and you fire? Nah, y'all looking for a scapegoat. It ain't even hard to tell, nigga. Nas voice. It ain't hard to tell. It's just that simple. Go to the Super Bowl, hold the defending champs to 3 points in the first half, and you got 4 Pro Bowl selections on the team. Y'all looking for this? Is the fuck is going on? Y'all niggas know y'all just looking for somebody to blame, and y'all couldn't find nobody else.
So as a follow-up, now I got to ask, since Shanahan is 0 Super Bowls, including his loss to the Patriots while working as offensive coordinator for the Falcons, when is he to blame? Or do you think that just, like, when does that time come when it's like, all right, Shanahan, we need you to do better? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I spoke about this last week, and I got killed in the comments. I kept on saying Dan Reeves when it was Marv Levy. I was talking about the Bills, but they knew what I was talking about. But no, we talked about it where just how players choke, and I didn't articulate myself last week, but just how players choke in big time games, right? The old saying is big time players make big time plays in big time games. But the same thing holds true for coaches. Yep. When the pressure is on and the lights are bright and it's time for you to execute, do you have the ability to seize the moment? And I was trying to ask it like in different ways with music and sports, but this is what I was talking about, right? Will he be that guy to be labeled as this era's Marv Levy? You know what I'm saying? And this era, Marv Levy is the guy who you get to that big stage, you get in that moment, and you just can't seal the deal. And I think, like Cam was talking about, how Andy Reid kind of grew into what he is. But for the time being and for the moment right now, like Kyle Shanahan, you have to seize the moment, man. And just like if it's a player out there, like I don't know if y'all remember early on in LeBron's career, right? A lot of criticism he took was when it comes down to these last moments, these last shots, they kept on saying he passed or he did other things. And he was judged and criticized off of that. And he fought through that and eventually won some championships and so on and so forth. But it's kind of like the same thing with Kyle Shanahan now. Like, you have to show up in the big games. At the end of the day, if you're the person to accept all the praise, you also have to be the one to accept the proportionate criticism.
Yeah, that's pretty deep to think about, pause, but it is true. We never talked about that before, but it is 100% true that there's people that they get lost in those moments. And to think of that as a coach is crazy, because that explains a lot of what we're seeing, not only in the NFL and the NBA, that's what we was talking about, that there's some coaches that they get in the biggest moments and they just don't figure out what to do in enough time. But it seems like in the NBA, they get more and more shots, not in the NFL, though.
What I'll say is this, and pardon me, and I don't think that Mo was on the show when I said this. I gave Kyle Shanahan a pass. And Mase was like, yeah, and that's the same thing you asked me the other day. I said, he ain't losing to regular niggas. He's not losing to regular niggas. He's losing to Tom Brady and he's losing to Patrick Mahomes. These is not right. He didn't lose to Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you know, he didn't lose to Matty Ice. You know,
Yeah.
he
He
didn't
didn't
lose
lose the
to,
tour.
yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's not losing to regular niggas. Now I'll give you a great example, and it's basketball related. We consider Reggie Miller great. We consider John Stockton a great. We consider Karl Malone a great. We consider Patrick Ewing a great. We consider
Gary
who else?
Payton.
Gary, no, well, Gary got a championship. But I'm just saying, we consider, and it's more that I'm not naming, but what happened is they was in the Michael Jordan era.
Yeah.
When you're in the Michael Jordan era, your life gets for Charles Barkley, you get fucked up. When you're in that era, sometimes it may just not go your way. And this is the Patrick Mahomes era, you know, and that's just what it is. So when I say I give him a pass, it's up to him. You guys are both totally right. If you want to get over the hump, pause, you're going to have to figure out how to beat this nigga. Because listen, you got to realize, and Patrick Mahomes is at the top of the mountain, but you got to realize who's right underneath him. You got, and I'm talking about if you're going back to a Super Bowl. You have, and facing the AFC, you like Lamar Jackson that you have to compete with. You got Justin Herbert you have to compete with. You got, if a healthy Joe Burrows ever comes around to compete with. It is loaded. You got Josh Allen you got to compete with. I'm talking about this all if he makes it back to the Super Bowl. You're in an era of some tough-ass niggas. And they quarterbacks, and they're all in their 20s. All of them. All of them. Every last nigga I named
they're
is
not
in their
going to fade
20s.
away.
You have to realize you got Lamar Jackson with 2 MVPs. And in his 20s, you got Patrick Mahomes with 2 league MVPs and 2, and I don't know if he won all 3, but at least 2 Super Bowl MVPs. I don't want to say the wrong thing for niggas to say whatever. These people are in their 20s.
You got CJ Stroud.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So right now, I give Kyle Shanahan a pass because to me, and I know it's not player related, but look, they let Jerry Sloan rock out for 20 joints in Utah.
That was in Utah, though. He can't do that in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you, Murder, not even a little bit. But what I'm saying is, how many niggas the Knicks had to fight? He went from Stu Jackson to whoever else
Pat
coach.
Riley.
Pat Riley. Like, there's no Jordan stopper on the coach on the bench as far as the coaches. So you may just be in the wrong era with the wrong pieces at that particular time. Does that justify him not winning? No, you got to win. You got to figure it out. But I'm just saying I understand.
Very, very, very good point. Okay, so right now the NFL is in discussion to acquire stake in ESPN. So Disney-owned ESPN would take control of NFL media, which includes NFL Network, and the league would receive equity in ESPN. Do you think this is a good partnership? Maurice first.
Yeah, this is like organized mafia, to be honest with you. When you look at what they're doing, they're really lining people up for I see what they're doing in 2025. So right now, ESPN only broadcasts 25 of the NFL games. And ESPN is basically trying to go direct to consumer. For those who may not know, is that they're trying to take all of their programming, all of their shows, put them all on the app, and basically say, hey, you don't need your cable service, you don't need DirecTV or Spectrum or whoever you use. Like, we just gonna sell you our package. But part of that deal is them taking the NFL or trying to partner and basically saying, hey man, we'll give you equity in our company. You get equity in our, basically swapping equity for companies to basically butt these other teams or these other networks out who are basically licensing NFL games. And so ESPN think they slick. They basically said, hey man, we got the big joker in our pocket and we trying to pull the NFL over to leverage it, but it's getting crazy. And you can attribute that, like, people don't ever think so, but you can attribute platforms like this and other independent platforms as the destruction either to the NBA network or the NFL network, because where people used to go to these other networks to listen to players get interviewed, see different sports content. There's just 1,000 different ways that you can do this stuff, and for a lot cheaper. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like we on Zoom, you know, these people used to have big production staffs, big production budgets, and all this other stuff. And then advertisers can come directly to the talent, to the people that they're trying to sell products to. So this is like, when I call it organized mafia at the highest level, this is Bob Iger, like, yo, like we got to figure this thing out before independent media disjoint this thing so hard. And so the biggest and most profitable league is the NFL. So it's basically like two big dogs coming together saying like, yo, let's go ahead and team up to keep everybody out this market space.
That's a good way to look at it. Because when you said independent media, all I heard was it is what it is. Is that what you heard? Because that's what I heard.
Yeah. Yeah. Sound right to me.
They see what's going on. They try to act like, so let me tell you this. I had like the most, like I had my banker when I went into the bank, and I bank at like the most country bank in the world. And when I see my banker like quote stuff from the show, I said, "Oh, niggas watching, right?" When I had doctors,
straight lace too, Paul, straight lace Caucasian guy run up to me about 6'3", said, "Tell Killer I said what's good." I said, yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, they watching, man. Hey,
Yes,
when I say people watching, my doctor friends I do business with, these dudes watching. And so you'd be surprised. So don't think Bob Iger or whoever reports to Bob Iger, they sound like, man, what's disrupting the market space? Come on, man. They know what's going on.
You walking away, they go, let me get a pic. Pause. That was crazy, right?
Yeah. Niggas don't even know how to play pause. Niggas just forcing pause on you.
Yeah.
Hey, pause. Hey, pause.
He said, pause. That was crazy.
Pause.
That was crazy. I said, yo.
Yeah. It was crazy.
I had to look at my family like, yo, that's crazy, right?
It is. Listen, Mo, when Mo started this segment off and he was like, this is like organized crime, Mo wouldn't know he's from Youngstown. You know, you know, outside of New York, you know, we the five families. I know the organized crime in Youngstown. I know the mob out there. There's running heavy in Youngstown for a minute. But look, man, yes. And I think a lot of mafia and mob still goes on. They just quiet about it. They see what the other niggas was doing wrong. They said, we got to shut the fuck up. There's too much bragging going on. But look, I'm one of these people under the notion, if you could get away with it, do it.
Oh my goodness.
No confessions. No confessions, man. So, NFL, most of it right. I'm not gonna, and I hate on, and I don't want to use the word hate because it always seems like we bragging and shit. Niggas is disrupting the marketplace, bro. Niggas is disrupting, and they trying to figure out how to get to their money, how to get direct access, and say, if we could pull this off, cool. Because you have to realize this. The NFL is on what? 100 different channels. I'm exaggerating, of course. But you got CBS, Fox 5, ESPN. And if they could get it in one place and still get more money that they're getting right now, why not? The NFL, as much as we love basketball, as much as people love baseball, and soccer is the #1 sport in the world, the NFL is the #1 sport in the United States, no matter what. As much as we love basketball, and I love basketball probably more than football, not even probably, definitely. But I'm not stupid. I know what's the business-wise, financially-wise, is no bigger business in sports in the United States than the NFL. So if they trying to figure out how to leverage every dollar, what you gonna do about it? You're not gonna start watching. You're like, yo, nah, they trying to do everything now over at ESPN. I'm supporting Fox 5. Nah, you're gonna figure out where you need to watch it at, and you're gonna watch it.
True point. All right, y'all, we're going to go to break. And when we return, we will discuss the correlation of money and greatness in sports. And we're going to talk about some of the All-Star Weekend contests. Don't go anywhere.
She called this thing about toxic. 4 years and counting. Got you feeling like an option. Maybe I'm my own problem, babe. She tired of hearing I don't know. My stubborn in me won't fall. Dealing with this thing called trust. But she really thinking about she wanna be free.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog fantasy picks of the day. So on Saturday is the All-Star NBA 3-point contest. Underdog fantasy has Donovan Mitchell at 19.5 round 1 points. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
19 in the first round. I'm gonna go higher. He could get nervous and go lower, but I'm gonna go higher.
I'm gonna go lower.
Yeah.
Cool. And then just so you guys know, the rest of the picks are all for round 1 only. So next, Trae Young is at 21.5 points for the first round. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
I'm going lower.
This is for the 3-point contest?
Yeah.
Yeah, higher for Trae Young. Matter of fact, lower for what you call it,
Mitchell.
Mitchell, and higher for Trae Young.
Okay. And Jalen Brunson is at 20.5 for round 1. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
Lower.
Okay. Download the Underdog Fantasy app and you can make your picks too. So this is a general topic / discussion. So lots of people talk about chasing.
Hold on, Stat, real quick, before we start. I was in the comments real quick, and I'll be brief. Stat has her own show. It comes out. When does your show come out, Stat?
Friday at 3 p.m.
Friday at 3 p.m. for all our fans and listeners. Make sure you go check out Stat's show. Check out the Stat every Friday at 3 p.m. Because people in the comments like, that seemed like she don't want to say what she be saying. Seemed like she be fake laughing with Cam and Mase. They don't let her talk. They don't let her say nothing. I say Stat can say whatever she wants, but y'all, obviously, if y'all such big fans and supporters of the show, you would know that she has her own show every Friday at 3 p.m. Oh, that's fucked up. Stat got to be up there fake laughing with them, and she can't say what she want to say. Yo, what the fuck, yo, nigga?
Fake laughing is wow.
That's what niggas say. Yo, did you see that, Stat?
People say everything to me. I don't even be reading that.
No, today I blocked 72 niggas off the Is What It Is page. I had time today.
You blocked 72 niggas?
I blocked the niggas who like the comment. If you like, I go to them first. If you like the comment, I block all you niggas before I block the niggas who say the actual comment. So she has her own show, everybody. That me and Mase gave her because we believe in empowering women, but especially Black women who don't get the opportunities that some others get, that others may get, not just Black women, women in general. So if you want to check her out, and she can say whatever the fuck she want to say up here, but she actually has her own show every Friday, 3 p.m. Y'all can go check that out.
Yeah.
Check out the Stat.
I appreciate it. Just to clarify, one, I don't be fake laughing. Obviously, working with both of them are hilarious. And then I do have my opinions, but I definitely give further opinions on Check Out the Stack. Talked about Jaime, talked about 3-point contest, gave my Super Bowl recap, talked about painting nails, have a guest for that coming out after this episode.
Hey.
I talk about everything. So y'all can get the real spiel on Check Out the Stat. So just make sure y'all check out the Stat.
Yeah, she's saving her thoughts for her show, you idiots.
Exactly. I just wanted to clear that up for people who don't know, because there was people in there arguing like she has her own show, but obviously these people think they know so much about It Is What It Is, and how you don't know that she has her own show. So I just wanted to give that promo and make sure for people that don't know that you go check it out every Friday.
Right. Also, last thing, I feel like some people think I'm put in like a box. Like, guys, I'm not stuck. Like, I could say whatever I want. Like, Cam and Mase give me the opportunity to say literally whatever I want. So I say what I want as I please. So just clarify that. But I appreciate both of y'all for giving me the opportunity. Make sure y'all check out the stat. Okay, so lots of people talk about chasing money versus chasing greatness in sports. What can money do that greatness can't? And what can greatness do that money can't in regards to sports? So Maurice, first, your explanation.
Well, the money piece, when I think about it, the money piece allows you to sustain who you are, right? You know, and what I mean when I say sustain who you are, when you coming up in sports and you make a name for yourself and you're like a notable guy through the community, like people kind of like to see you. There's a group of people who like to see you have financial success and become who you are, and that's what money can do that I guess establishing greatness couldn't, right? And from a greatness standpoint, I don't know why when I think of greatness, I think of Muhammad Ali, somebody who wasn't necessarily attached to money, his legacy, and that's no shade to anybody else, but his legacy, reputation was more about him dominating the sport, fighting everybody, standing on principle, having integrity, and for people who are well respected, there's nothing that money can do for or against them. Like people who are just well respected, people don't really give a fuck if they have money or not, just because they're like people of integrity and honor and just like good soul people. And that's not to say that if you have money, you're not, but just in comparison or just like differentiating the two, I think like, and I don't know if I said that clean enough, but hopefully you get the gist and hopefully they'll help to clean up, you know, what I'm talking about. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Like what comes to my mind is this, and I'll pass it after this. Like it's kind of like when I was thinking about this and writing the question down, it's like when they say in the hood, like a bitch ass nigga with money is still a bitch ass nigga, right? And I know that sounds like real rough, but that's kind of like the neighborhood of that. Like if you have integrity and you're great and you just like a good individual, there's no amount of money that can go up or down that can change that. And hopefully that makes sense to people who watch in the comments. Typically people get where I'm trying to go with what I say, but y'all get where I'm coming from. I'll pass it after that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think of that in music. I know people who didn't die with a lot of money, but they was considered very great. Tupac is one of them. Who else? DMX. You know, people like that. They didn't die with a gang load of money, but there's nowhere you're gonna go that people don't respect them. And the same is
Yeah.
true about Muhammad Ali. I think even if Jordan didn't have money, people would respect him. It's certain players that hold that, like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. We don't know how much money,
Yes.
but we respect them on that level, you know. So you're making a lot of great points with that. I think when greatness may lead you to a lot of money, everybody wants something different. Some people want the money, some people want greatness, some people want both, you know. I happen to be one of those people. I would take both, but if I could only have one, I want to be great. I definitely want to be great because I like the respect. Respect mean everything to me.
Y'all made great points. I totally disagree with both of y'all. You can't, when that rent is due, you can't tell your landlord, you know I was great, right? No, I'm some great ass nigga, man. Yo, you ain't got YouTube? I was great. When you're 58 years old and your girl want to go to Maui, yo, could we go off greatness? You know, I was great. It's nothing worse to me. It's nothing worse to me, my personal
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree with what you're about to say. Go ahead,
It's
say it.
nothing worse. It's nothing worse than me than being recognized and don't have no money and niggas know who you are, and then the whispers happen. Yo, I know that ain't so and so. Look at his shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst, being known and don't have no money. Cause now you do, yo, what happened, bro? You good?
Greatness with no money is a
Yeah,
curse.
yo, that's fucked. Yo, listen, I'm telling you, and I'm building. See, what people don't realize is not people. I watch a lot of people. There's a thing on ESPN years ago called "Athletes Going Broke," I believe, and that Antoine Walker, a lot of people on there. And you sit there watching, you like, they made bad investments, people robbed them, accountants, so on and so forth. And you got to be 6'9" in the room with everybody else average height 5'8" to 6'1". Yo, you used to play basketball. I seen Greg Odom one day. Greg Odom 7'1". You know what? You Ohio State. You know Greg Odom. Old lady walks up. Hey, do you play basketball? I used to. You gotta be 7'1" with no money. Oh, come on.
Can't hide. Can't hide. You in Lifetime, you see Dikembe on the treadmill.
Yeah,
like, that's Dikembe. And he like, don't talk.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you in the gym, nigga.
Yeah. So exactly. So
hit me with this.
Yeah. So listen, it's great being great, but with no money is like almost like embarrassing, because you sit there and you gotta be. The number one question is, yo, what happened? Because our brother Shamgar talks about this all the time, how, and it's way different because the money in pro sports is way different versus the early and mid 80s. But Tiny Archibald was his gym teacher.
Yeah.
And you
got
to
IS 175. We were going over there for training, and the coach, and he trying to show us stuff, and he's like, I don't think that nigga played it. I ain't listening to him.
This is what I'm trying. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying, brother? This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is because there's no social media, there's no YouTube, there's none of that. So you got a nigga who led the NBA in scoring and assists in the same season, and you like,
yeah.
I don't
nigga
know.
said his name is Tiny. I don't know no nigga named Tiny. I had to go back and ask my pops. He's like, Tiny? I said, yeah, some nigga named Tiny Archibald, man. The nigga said he used to be good. He said, where he at? Take me to him.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. And then come to find out years later when we get older, this nigga was that nigga. We seen Isaiah Thomas in Phoenix last year, me and Mase, that is. And he was like, yo, why y'all don't give Tiny the props he deserved? I'm like, we didn't know. We don't know. We didn't see him.
From IS 175.
75, exactly. And the last thing I'll say is this, and these are both my brothers, and I talked about it on the show maybe a month or two ago, and we was talking about how they didn't say each other's name, but they're throwing shots at each other, and I'm not on nobody's side because they're both my brothers. But Gilbert Arenas was saying how, I don't care about them championships. I made 190 million. And Stack 5 said, nigga, you don't know about being great or be a part of a championship, because Stack 5 has a championship, of course. And he's like, yeah, you don't know nothing about being great. And he was saying, niggas from the hood know how to make 25. Don't quote me on the numbers. Niggas from the hood who make 25 million know how to make it 100 million. Niggas know how to make it look good. Fuck that, because we from the hood, we know how to do it. So Gilbert Arenas' response was, I'm good with my 190 million. Then he went online and showed everybody on his phone how much former NBA players were selling their championship rings for. $900, $1,100, $612. You was great, right?
Yeah.
you was great. Give me the rings for 1,100. That nigga was great.
Nigga said, I got a championship ring right now.
Yeah. Gilbert Arenas might have bought 4 of them. All these great dollars.
These are real rings, too. Real rings.
Right. So as much as I agree with you guys on being great, my difference is opinion is where niggas don't budget their money to plan on living to 85 or 90 years old. And to me, that's where I budget my money into. Like, nigga, look, you gotta realize I'm close to 50. I'm not there yet, but I'm saying when I'm 21, 30 is 100 years away. When you're 30, 40 is 100 years away. When you're 40, what do you mean 50? So these days are coming, and when you're young, you want to get a lot of shit off your chest. Like I said before in previous show, I had to buy a pink Range Rover. I had to buy a Lamborghini. I had to buy 800 chains to be better than Mr. T. I had to do that. And luckily, I was able to hustle, get that out my system, make enough money, and plan for my future and my son's future moving forward. But at the end of the day, when you're young making a lot of money, you don't think about being 40 years old. And you may have had the time of your life in your 20s, but time you hit 32, you was great.
You had a great time.
Yeah.
And apologies to Tiny Archibald. I ain't know no
Right.
better Tiny
Likewise,
Archibald. I was about
yeah.
10 years old. I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, we all, my apologies too, sincerely.
Okay, so kind of on the topic of greatness, and since we're in the midst of like All-Star Weekend and all the festivities, do you guys feel like star players avoid the 3-point and dunk contest these days in comparison to the 80s and 90s? Maurice.
Yeah, I would say yes in regards to the dunk contest. And the dunk contest was always looked at as like this premier, super masculine, cool focal point of the whole weekend, just in my opinion, right? And it almost seemed like, man, more players just started taking like the Floyd Mayweather route where nobody wanted to blemish on their record, where nobody wanted to get out there and, show just, their ability to dunk, the things that I think
compete.
everybody came, yeah, and compete, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's hard. I'm talking to status if I'm like super old, but like the dunk contest was like the moment, you know what I'm saying? That was
You
like
ain't
what
lying.
everybody
You
tuned
are not
in
lying.
for, and it was like the Super Bowl to me of that week. And it's almost like people didn't want to be viewed as them losing to somebody else as if like it took something away from them. And I felt like more star players are afraid of the blemish. And I'm not saying Floyd was afraid of a blemish on his record, but like the gist of what I'm talking about. But nobody wanted to lose or get embarrassed or say they lost to somebody. So I think like, I don't know, that mentality took over. And then you have other people, not to shade the other dudes who have participated and won the dunk contest, but it just wasn't the same for like probably like the last 7-8 years, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. And shout out to Floyd. I don't think Floyd was ducking any wreck, but the people that think they're following Floyd's footsteps are ducking a lot of wreck. So
You know what
I'll
I'm talking
say
about? Yeah.
that for all of the people that think they're following Floyd, they're ducking a lot of wreck. But when I think of the All-Star weekend, I mean, it's so many moments that really I still think about to this day, whether we talking 1988 when Jordan dropped that 40 and the East Coast won when it was like a crazy game. I think they was up to about 140. Then I think of the game when Kobe, remember Kobe first played against Mike and Kobe was challenging Mike. This is what I'm talking about All-Star weekend. You got Magic versus Jordan. Then you got Jordan versus Kobe. These are things that I remember. I don't remember all of them, but I remember that in the Garden. I mean, yeah, that was Jordan versus Kobe, 1998, Madison Square Garden. And Jordan just went crazy on Kobe, but Kobe did his thing too. And this is when we recognized that Kobe was gonna be special. And then you got the 2003. That's the last one I remember, when that was Jordan farewell All Star. So as you could tell, I'm a big Jordan fan. 92 Magic Johnson, Orlando Magic when he got the MVP. People thought he, probably had. I think that was the A's game. We call it pause the A's game, where it was like he was playing, nobody was touching him. Everybody was scared of if they could catch A's just by touching them. I'm saying these are all-star moments that I still remember to this day. When I come back to school, I'm like, yo, Killer Magic went crazy. Like nobody gonna guard the nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy.
You ain't lying. I was gonna bring that up after you talk, but that was you said it. You
Yeah,
absolutely right.
yeah. I was like, yo, Magic still got it. Magic went crazy. Niggas wouldn't foul Magic. Niggas wouldn't guard him. Even Isaiah wouldn't give him the kiss on the cheek. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I
Age, because
miss
you know what
those
that.
All Stars people like super competed. Not that they don't now. I remember AI had a crazy All-Star, and LeBron had some amazing All-Star games. Even that game when Steph and when Steph tried to make the East win, I forgot that game, but the score was crazy high. Go ahead, Killer.
Now you made some great points. Everything you said is vivid in my brain. Everything that you brought up, very vivid. And I'll jump back to the dunk contest in a minute, but I want to just touch on a couple things that Mo said and what you said, Mase, is Floyd ain't ducking nobody, wasn't ducking to nobody. I hate to go to boxing. What happened with Floyd was when he fought Oscar De La Hoya and he seen them pay-per-view numbers come in, he realized what was going on and he changed his fight game up because the name of the sport, and I said this on Dan Levitar's show, isn't you hit me, I hit you. You knock me out, I knock you out. The name of the sport is boxing. And because a lot of people didn't like what he did to win, they considered him a boring fighter. But before he fought Oscar De La Hoya, you wouldn't say that against Corrales. You wouldn't say that against Arturo Gatti. Floyd was in a lot of gruesome fights. And even after he fought Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd fought everybody. Only person he didn't fight was Margarita, and to come to find out Margarita was cheating, putting cement in his gloves, and they caught him with that shit when he fought Cotto, and he didn't want to fight after they found out he had cement in his gloves. Floyd fought everybody from Shane Mosley to Pacquiao to even when Canelo thought he was the shit. He beat the shit out Canelo.
And Cotto.
Cotto, Canelo, he fought everybody. Everybody. It just maybe people didn't like his fighting style, but he didn't miss a fight that he was supposed to have. With that being said, back to the dunk contest. Yeah, both of y'all are absolutely right. Mace touched more on the All-Star games, but back to the dunk contest. That was the shit. Yo, running home to see Dominique Wilkins against Michael Jordan 2 years in a row in the championship round was crazy. Michael Jordan jumped from the foul line. We missed when Dr. J did it. So when Mike did it, it was new to me. To this day, it's regular now because Mike made it regular. Nobody leaned sideways and was dunking to kiss the rim. When you right now, you see niggas leaning all the time. Mike started that lean-in shit sideways on the. To this day, I'm a one-legged jumper when I play. I don't know how to jump like this. You know what I'm saying? Like that was different. You know, you got Spud Webb. Dominique against Spud Webb on the same team.
Stole the show.
Yeah, on the same team in the championship and the dunk contest. They both play for the Atlanta Hawks. Spud Webb wins. And I remember seeing an interview with Doc Rivers because he was on that team. And he said Dominique wouldn't speak to nobody on the bus because Spud won the dunk contest and he had an attitude about it. This is a nigga averaging 28 points a game. you know, going to war with Larry Bird for a decade, but mad at his teammate that's 5'9", 5'10", 5'7". Matter of fact, Spud was 5'7" and won. That's how mad niggas used to be. And you're absolutely right, Mo. It's gone. It's gone. The last great dunk contest, to me, my opinion, is them couple years that Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine was going at.
Yeah.
And it was like, yo, oh, they got new shit. Oh, shit, nah, niggas brought new shit out. Nah, I ain't know niggas could do this. They was very, very creative, both of them. I think Zach LaVine jumped from right inside the foul line and threw it behind his back. I said, niggas is doing that on Jordan time? Yo, it was very entertaining. The dunk contest lost me, and I'm be totally honest with you. When I see the names, I'll be like, where's the superstars? You're absolutely right. And I think with LeBron never doing it, it let other athletes say, I don't have to do it. He's not doing it. Why would I do it?
Yeah, Braun messed the dunk contest up.
So when he never did it, and then you go to his games, this when he was with the Miami Heat, his dunks on the layup line was ridiculous. Like, yo, these is dunk contest dunks. You know, this was going on 10 years ago now, but he never was in the dunk contest. And last thing I'll say for me is when I stopped really watching it is when Cole Anthony, I believe his name is Greg Anthony's son, he was in it one year and he played for the Knicks. And because he played for New York, he put on a pair of Timberlands and did a dunk. And I said, what the fuck is going on, bro? Now they just stereotyping us. And they doing dumbass shit. The dunk wasn't no fly dunk. It wasn't no dope ass shit. Because he played for the Knicks, he threw a pair of Constructs on, a pair of Butters on, and dunked it. What was that supposed to do? I was embarrassed as a New Yorker because I felt like I took it as the rest of the world looks at us like, and not saying that they don't. I took it as the rest of the world looked at us as we'd be like, "Yo, son, what up, B? What's shaking, kid? What's the deal, son?" That's how people make fun of us when they talk about New Yorkers and Timberlands. I'm not gonna watch this dunk contest unless I'm there. I don't know if I'm going. I doubt I do, but maybe the highlights will be good enough to bring me back as a fan. But right now, I'm totally not a fan.
Yeah, all the dunk contest stuff I remember is like Spud Webb, Jordan, Dominique, Isaiah Ryder. Isaiah Ryder was crazy.
Harold Miner.
Yeah, Harold Miner, D. Brown, Vince
D.
Carter.
Brown with this joint. Yeah.
Vince Carter was crazy.
Vince Carter was crazy, yeah.
Yeah, when Vince came, Vince just changed the whole dunk contest to everything we're seeing now.
Right.
I ain't really watched like the Dwight Howard and all of that. Again, Nate Robinson, that wasn't my time.
Right.
Yeah, you guys are right. Hopefully we get more contestants in the future because this year for the dunk contest, it's Jaylen Brown, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Mac McClung, who's on the G League, and then Jacob Toppin. So I feel like it's not really giving people a reason to really tap in. But that is something that
what I'll say is this, and I know it can't happen this year. I'm gonna put it out here now, and I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Zach LaVine.
Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon quit because they say they jerked him 2 years in a row and gave it to Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, to me, he's a great basketball player, but I know him more for the dunk contest than his basketball play, to be totally honest with you. Not saying he's not a commodity for the Bulls or anything else and not a good player, but his highlights are from the dunk contest. But I'm going to put out there right now, and I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but he could bring it back and also bring other players back. Ja Morant next year in the dunk contest.
Mm-hmm.
You are the one person that might could bring this dunk contest back next year. If Ja Morant enters the dunk contest next year, I am watching the dunk contest. Cancel Christmas. I'll be there early. Just let me know.
Yeah, Ja, Zion, Zach, Aaron Gordon, and LeBron.
Yeah. Bron ain't gonna do it. Bron's gonna be 40 next dunk contest.
Yeah.
His phone probably died.
Well, great point, because on that note, we are at the end.
Bye, Cam. We'll see you next time. Bye. See you next time.
Anyways, Maurice, thank you for being here.
Cam, thank you for believing here. See you next show. See you in Indiana.
Right. See you guys live on today in Indiana. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
Two big necks, like when they doing them 2 for $5.